You too. Ditto.
Oh, you checked your stuff and then it didn't get on my phone. I was like, oh, there's Rockford.
Sweet. So we're all good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay. Hey everyone. I put the playlist in the chat, okay? Unfortunately, I can't DJ for you all because Spotify can only play from one device, so. Okay. All right, hey everybody. It's weird when I talk to the computer, right? What's she doing? Let me close this back door and then I'll say more. All right, so we are Zoom, what do we call it, simulcasting. So I'll be talking to both you all and the screen at the same time. I have a microphone, an AirPod in, so they can hear me the whole time, but I like to get, go over and just like check them out, give them some love too. And so when you see me over there, that's why. Not checking my emails. And then if you hear me typing, it's because someone's like, what's the music? Or, I'm on like iMessage, No, yeah, but glad to see you all. Thanks for being here. So this is Happy Hips. It is a quick class. It ends at 6:50. So we're gonna get started and we're gonna jam pack a bunch of stuff into a short time. Okay, let's start in recline butterfly. Okay, and you can, if you wanna spin to the wall, you can take it up the wall too. I'm gonna tone down the lights a little bit for you as well. And you can take your hands to your belly or wrap your arms around your head, whatever's more comfy. So I'm Danielle, and again, this is Happy Hips. Everyone on Zoom, if you just joined, I added the playlist one more time, and you can hit play whenever you want to, okay?
Hello, Zoom Master.
So wherever you might be right now, close your eyes. Take a long, slow breath. Let the details of the day fade, like turning down a volume dial, and then turn up the volume on the details of right now. Whatever sounds you're hearing, whatever temperature you're feeling. Hug your knees in now. Wrap your arms around them and give a good tight squeeze. Drop your knees to one side and supine twist. Switch. I like to think of yoga practice like unwinding the knots, like, you know, like when a hose or a rope or jewelry or something gets all like knotted up. And then it's so satisfying to like undo those knots and just like pull it back to its natural state. Think of practice like that. And it's usually not like a really easy process, you know? It usually takes like a little work in it to get the knots out. Come back to center. And rock up to a seat. You can face any way you want. Do crisscross legs. Take your hands on your knees. And do a couple seated cat-cow. So arch and round from a seat. See if you can get your rib cage to move independently. See if you can get your shoulders to move independently. And your head as well. But recognizing at the same time how they all work together. Downward facing dog. Take up a lot of space on your mat, and also don't be bound by the edges of your mat. You know, if your feet want to go wider or your pinkies hang off, great. Don't be bound by the edges. Walk your feet to your hands. And roll up to standing. Interlace your hands above your head. Press your palms up to the sky. Look up. Bring your hands to heart. Think of the sound of Om like a ripple effect. You know, like They say like when a butterfly flaps its wings in one place, it can cause a tornado on the other side of the world, right? So think of Om like that. Like it's just this little sound we make here, but who knows like how far our intention goes. Take a deep breath in. Hook your thumbs, press forward and take it up. Lean back, follow the line of your fingertips as you go back more and more and more. And then bow forward all the way down to the ground. Halfway lift. Plank pose. Bring your knees to the mat. Press one foot back. So you're going to straighten your leg with your toes on the ground though. Put your toes down. And then press through your heel. And one of the things that's going to want to happen is your leg bone is going to want to pull out of the socket. So pull it back in so you have like this connection and this groundedness in your hips. And then press through your heel in a way that stretches your calf. Now reach your opposite arm forward. Kick your foot up and try to catch your heel. It's okay if you don't catch. Just keep reaching back for it. Because one day you will. Drop your belly, lift your chest. Think cow pose, you know, like a big arch of your back. And then listen, the next pose, don't go yet, just listen, is down dog, but on your way, I want you to take cat. So drop your arm and leg, round your back like crazy. Keep rounding all the way till you press up, press up, press up, down dog, and then let your head go. Walk your feet to your hands. Roll up to standing. Same like before, interlace your hands as you reach up, look up, and then bring your hands to heart. So actually, you don't even need to make the sound of Om to have a ripple effect with your thoughts, right? Just a moment of intention in one place and time, you know, it has more power than you can even imagine. The question is like, you know, how are you going to use your power? And what kind of thoughts are you going to put out? Knowing that they have so much force behind them. Hook your thumbs, sweep it up to the sky. Deep breath in. Bow forward. Halfway lift. Plank. Drop your knees again. Press the other foot back. Remember to keep your hips square. Instead of pressing your hip back, just press back through your heel. So you feel that in your calf. Opposite arm forward. Reach back, grab your ankle. Lift your gaze. Lift your collarbones, lift the center of your chest. Over exaggerate cat pose on your way to down dog. Round your back, pull your belly button in, tuck your head in, and then lift up, hips up, heels down as you straighten everything out. Lift one leg to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Hug your knee to your opposite elbow. Pull across your body. Actually, I want you to pull in such a way that you feel it in your back. You feel it in your outer hip and in your glutes and then into your low back. Now, listen, take your knee and just set it down on the ground. So it's like kind of like pigeon, but your hip is in the center instead of your knee. Zoom, hopefully. Let's see. They can probably see me if I do this. right? And then walk your hands in the opposite direction of your front knee. So you go into a little bit of a twist. Look back with your eyes. Can you see your foot back there? You can pull it into your line of view if you want, so you have a drishti. And you're gonna spin all the way around to like a wide seated tree, okay? Go up and over to your long leg, side stretch. I'm gonna stay a couple breaths. I like to cradle my head. You can do that if you want. You could do anything you want really with your arms, as long as you're getting the side stretch that we're looking for. Plank pose to the front. From your plank, stay on your palms or go to your forearms and take a side plank. Either side, doesn't matter which. See if you can stack your feet one on top of the other and then flex them both, as if you're standing right on the earth. Yeah, you could lift your leg too, for sure. Pick your hips up higher. Pick your side body up higher. Downward facing dog. Lift your other leg to the sky, bend your knee and roll your hip open. Hug it across to the opposite elbow. And now you all know that we're gonna drop the knee soon, but don't yet. I want you to really pull it across until you feel the tug at your low back. Okay, drop it. Walk your hands away from your knee. So, yep, in the opposite direction of your front knee. So read, go to the yellow wall side. Yep, so good. And then you can adjust your back foot as your drishti if you want, or leave it where it is. One thing to note is that you do want to keep like a pretty tall posture. So if you came down low, come up high and walk your hands further. So you get this big stretch from like your back leg all the way up to your shoulder. Wide angle seated tree. So come around to sit. And then up and over, side body stretch. Palms or forearms plank. Side plank. Downward facing dog. Step one foot to the top, crescent lunge, come all the way up high. So we did two different mudras in the beginning. We did the interlace and we did the thumb hook. So you could do either one of those, take it up to the sky. Look up at your hands. So if your fingers are interlaced and you flipped your hands, you want to do it so powerfully that the skin on your palms is stretching. And if your thumbs are hooked, that's actually an opportunity to get your lats to turn on. So pull your thumbs apart. There's another side. So if you want to do both mudras, you can do one and one. But focus on the one you picked. Lift everything up higher and intensify everything times 2. Sit a little lower so the front leg burns a little more. Pull or press a little harder with your arms. Deep breath in. Half split, melt to the floor. Drop your arms, drop your head. Straighten your leg. So you go from that intense 2 times level to like soft times 2. Drop your jaw, close your eyes. Drop your ears even. Relax your forehead. Standing split, back leg to the sky. You know, sometimes the knots that you're undoing, they're in your body, and sometimes they're in your mind. Chair pose, feet together, come on up. Twist, hook your elbow across. Go any way you want. Press your hands together, look up. Come to center, gaze forward, breathe in. Fold forward, empty out. Halfway lift till you feel it in your hamstrings. Come up enough to feel that. Plank pose. Deep breath in. Chaturanga. I think that's the first one I called. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Other side crescent. Pick your mudra, thumbs or interlace. And then like 2x level of intensity on all the levels, from physical to how much you're focusing, like laser beam vision to one point, to how you're breathing, everything intense. Even make the expression on your face like big. Deep breath in, and then melt it, back knee down to half split, just like everything drops and softens. In this, relax even the knuckles of your fingers. Relax your toes. Just feel in the last pose how you were like fighting gravity to go up, and now you're giving to it. You're letting it pull and draw you down. Standing split, back leg to the sky. Chair pose. And twist the other way. Come back to center, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway lift. Plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Locust pose, lift up. You're gonna reach your arms back. Peel your legs, your arms off the floor. And then peel your knees up, peel your rib cage up. Breathe in so you lift higher and come down with your exhale. Floor bow, grab your ankles. Lift up. So it can be really subtle, but draw your knees towards each other. And they may not turn all the way, but try to turn your toes straight back. Breathe in, lift up higher, and come down, release. All right, now grab your ankles like you just did and roll onto one side. So you'll hold your ankles and just like roll over. And then once you get over there, if you need to let go of one of your feet or adjust your head or adjust something to stay there comfortably, then do that. Then think of this pose as the complete opposite of what most people are doing most of the day during quarantine, which is sitting. This is the complete opposite of sitting. So when you're sitting, you're extending all the muscles on the back side of your body. And on this one, you want to be contracting all of them. So your shoulders pull back, your mid back and low back squeeze. Your hamstrings pull, they contract to stretch the front. Literally the opposite. Find a way to get your head to relax. Like if you're at home, you're lucky because you might have like a pillow or something to grab. You guys could use an arm if you wanted to let go of one foot. Switch, roll to the other side. Child's pose. Virasana, hero's pose. Sit right up on your heels. And take your hands to the floor behind you. So you're gonna lean back on your hands to start. Your fingers can face any way. Take your head back. And you might stay just like that, or give it a go. Lift your hips off your heels. You can walk your hands in a little. Becomes more like camel pose that way. And come down, walk your hands out. Take your hips down if they're up. And come up. Gaze at the floor. So you'll feel your equilibrium pulling you back to center. And then we're gonna do the same concept, but with one leg out in front. So take one foot to the floor. Everyone's different. You're gonna have to toggle with how close or far your foot is, okay? And then same thing, hands behind you, head back, start there. And then maybe you wanna pick your hips up. You might find it easier with one foot out. You can play again with walking your foot out, pulling it in. You can walk your hands in. Just toggle all those little details till you have a pose that feels, you know, like something new is happening in your body. Bring it all down. Bring it all up. And gaze at the floor. Not to be mistaken with like dropping your head, right? Not like that. Chin neutral, eyes low. Mostly that's for the people on Zoom who can't see me. Okay, now switch legs. Try the whole process one more time. All the different details to play with and toggle so you get something that feels fresh, like an untangling of sorts. Down, actually swing your leg out from under you, eyes to the ground. If you ever get like really thrown off, you find yourself like, I don't know, just being like pushed and pulled in different directions or ungrounded. If you drop your eyes to the ground, it's like an anchor. Not your head, right? Not your head, just your eyes. Okay, pose of choice now. You can do butterfly seated with a fold if you want. You can do wide legs, wide angle with a fold. You can do really any seated hip, something like either upright or forward folding. No laying back yet. You could do like this one, cow's face pose. Okay, we're gonna time it 2 minutes. So if you have a switch, I'll tell you when. 2 minutes. switch if you have another side or another pose, or just stay. Fish pose. Yep, so bring your elbows to the floor behind you. Use them to prop yourself up. You actually want to think like no part of your spine is touching the floor for this. Tilt your hips forward so your low back comes into the back bend too. You could leave your legs on the floor. You can leave them straight. You can walk them in. You can lift them up. They all kind of create a different feeling in the pose. You could point or flex your toes. Come down and take pigeon-toed bridge. So bridge pose as you know it, with your hips up, but then turn your toes in. You should still feel stable, so adjust the width of your feet for stability. And then press down, lift your hips. Dial your toes in enough that you feel that outer leg engage. If it's bothering your low back, tuck your tailbone under, and you'll feel the pit of your belly pull in when you do that. Don't change anything, just put your hips down. Let your knees drop toward each other. Turn your toes out. Windshield wiper one way, just for a sec, and then the other. Reclined pigeon. So you can do it the restorative way, where you keep one foot on the floor, cross the other foot, or you could hug it in. course, if you have a wall nearby, and everybody in here, you all do. If you're at home, if you have a wall nearby, you can take it up on the wall as well, which is a little more restorative style. And if you're hugging, you want to put in like at least enough effort to, yeah, feel a little more than you would without hugging. Restorative is more about the joints. The hugging in is more about stretching the hips. So if you're hugging, you want to feel that in like the center hamstrings or down the back of the thigh and the deep inner hips muscles. Switch sides. Release it. Take your legs up or hug them or anything, like any last little completion of the practice. And Shavasana awaits whenever you're ready. Move your fingers and toes. And roll to your side. Come up to sit and bring your hands to heart. One Om. Together we say Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jim. Glad to have you all. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You want to sleep now?